See how it says go, isn't
I
that cool?
do.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, let me go like this.
Awesome.
Okay. Hey, you guys, look who's here in
Good
person.
morning,
It's
everybody.
Janet. I'm having a little trouble, but I think I got us now, Janet.
Mhm.
Welcome to Memory Bound Papercraft Store. I'm Kelly, and
I'm Janet, and I'm here in
Janet's here.
person.
She's in person all the way from Texas.
It's so good to be here. Just so good.
She came all the way just to see all of you. So,
I
welcome,
did.
everyone. Welcome, Janet.
I did.
And Janet, we're going to have you tell a little bit more about yourself, too.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a great day. We're launching Janet's latest card kit, which you're going to love. It's called This Happy Place or This
This
Happy
happy
Life.
life, right?
It's a happy place and it's a happy life. And it's a happy card kit.
It is.
So we're going to do that. We're going to have Janet tell a little bit about herself. And then she also has some heritage for all of our heritage loving folks out there. And I will link your playlist because you have a
Oh, I
playlist.
do.
On
Yeah.
our blog, there's a playlist for Janet's heritage. So you'll be able to see that. So good morning. Good morning. I'm going to flip the camera around before we get to Janet.
All
We'll let
right.
Janet get settled. And I'm going to flip her around. And this is weird because my face gets really up close here. And we'll get Janet settled. And then I just want to roll over here and show you those beautiful inks that released yesterday from 49 and Market. There's 15 colors. They're made by Ranger. There's a lot of fluorescent glare on them. So I'm going to start over here so you can take a look at the colors. I was really happy because we were able to have them before the release. So watermelon, we saw pink sands. We got watermelon, strawberry pie, which sounds delicious. Just peachy, that's not bad either. Daffodil, mint chill, green jean, rainforest, and Arctic blitz. I really love these two colors. They look super dark on the camera. And we got our fluorescent lights up there. Let me pull back a little. And then we have summer sky, which is a beautiful blue, and lavender kisses. And then we have cappuccino. There's a lot of salted caramel. There's a lot of food names. We're going to have to ask Janine about that. Fossil and off the rails. So we have all of them individually. We have the re-inkers for each color, and we have bundles. Look at here. Here's a bag that has all the colors in it. If you're just got to have it all, we got it for you. So the 49 and Market inks from Ranger are in the house, and so is Janet. So let's head over there. Hey, Janet, Mary from Maine says you look great.
Oh, Mary from
Isn't
Maine,
that
thank you
sweet?
so much. You know, I had to get out of my jammies to be here. You
Oh,
guys know when I do my linking and drinking in the morning, I'm not necessarily presentable, Kelly. So
well, I'm sure you're just
I
fine.
had to actually be presentable to be here today. So,
We and Janet, there's a lot of people saying good morning. Crafty Kathy says she's excited to see you
good
local and
morning.
live.
Yeah.
And Judy's here, and Peggy from Ohio, and a lot of our regulars. Christine says it's glad you're here, and Kay says it's our Janet back, live and
Oh,
in
you guys,
person. Isn't
thank you
that
so much.
sweet?
I'm super excited to see you all from this side of the
I
video.
know, in
It's
Iowa, everybody.
yeah, it's great.
Oh my gosh, there's so many wonderful
Oh,
comments,
oh my
and
goodness.
Janet, we might have some new viewers that have never seen you in person. They've only seen you linking and
Only
drinking.
seen my comments.
So
Yeah.
why don't you tell a little bit about yourself? I think
Sure.
we'd like to know that.
Sure. Well, my name's Janet. I've been with the store since before the store opened. And Kelly, you'll have to tell me how many years that is. It's 20.
You were probably with us in 2020, I would
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I started teaching classes at one of our first crops before the store even opened. And I knew Dawn back in the day from our work together at Wells Fargo. And so that's how I got connected to this operation. And Dawn asked
This
me to,
operation. That sounds
Dawn and
funny.
Kelly asked me to teach for the store. And I thought, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I did do a lot of training and teaching in my job in HR for Wells Fargo. So I thought, how can it be, any different? So I started teaching card classes and beginning scrapbooking, and I guess I haven't looked back.
And we're glad you haven't. We're super glad that you're here, Janet. Um, the what we have going today is Janet has a new card kit that she can kind of show you here called This Happy Life. Um,
I
and she's
have to
got
get used to the.
we're working with two
I have to
cameras.
get used to
I
the
know.
camera situation.
So she's going to launch that. And we have a couple of her card kits that we still have stock in.
Right.
And we'll show you those after we get through this.
Okay,
So
so
show
we'll
them
do
that.
those.
And then one of Janet's specialties, and she's very modest. Well, card making is a specialty. You have a lot of specialties, Janet.
I like to dabble, Kelly.
You do. She's a dabbler. So she's going to go through some heritage things. And she has an amazing heritage series out on our blog. And I'm going to link it here in a minute when I get to it. And oh, you've got a couple different playlists here.
I do. There is one for the heritage series. And then there's another playlist on our blog for just kind of other kinds of heritage posts. So I separated out the series, which is like, I want to say 6 separate videos about getting started with heritage scrapbooking versus the other heritage kinds of videos that we've had. Thank you for linking that, Kelly.
Well, yeah, I'm going to try to be the linker, but I'm pretty sure I can't link and drink and everything at the same time. I'm very sure of that, actually, Janet.
There's also, just so you know, on our YouTube channel, there is a YouTube playlist. If you want to just skip over the blog posts and go straight to the videos, there is a YouTube playlist of heritage videos. And so I don't know if Kelly can see that, but if you're on YouTube, run out to the playlist link and you will find all of those
Janet,
videos.
there's a lot of nice comments here. Debbie says that you're the reason she started watching Memory Bound and got her through COVID.
Oh.
Janet's I'm gonna have to go get Kleenexes, I can tell.
You guys, that is so sweet.
And Peggy said that she's able to make heritage albums for her kids because of your videos.
Oh, thank you. You know, that it truly makes me happy to hear that. One of my goals has been to make it a little bit less daunting to start a heritage project. And I know a lot of us think, okay, how can I even begin? I have so many boxes and boxes of photos and stuff. And so I think if you start with the heritage series, it will get you going and you can be successful.
Janet, we have a comment about your microphone. Yeah. So where can you look to see this light? You face that up towards you.
Okay.
So that we can, everybody can hear you really well. And then let us know how that is, because I can hear her great because she's right across the table from me.
All
but
right.
we'll try to get that a little louder for you.
Oops, my hair is stuck in there. Okay. Like I said, I'm not used to all this technology here. So.
I know, and look at all these comments. Oh my gosh, Janet, this is, people are so excited to see you.
I am so happy to be here. As I was flying, I flew in yesterday afternoon, and everything is so green and beautiful here. It just made me so happy to see Iowa again.
It's not supposed to be that green.
I know.
We've had a lot of rain, which is unusual in August at this time of the year.
Where I live, it is not nearly as green. So I appreciate seeing all the
So Janet, how long ago did you move away? I'm trying to kind of remember that.
It's been about 1.5 years.
Okay.
And
it seems longer to me.
We moved to North Texas to be closer to our daughter and her husband, and that has just been the best. So we get to see them, if not every week, every couple weeks. And while I'm gone, she's taking care of my kitty. She's watering my plants. And just to be able to do that for each other is really special. So that's been great. It's been great.
I think that's the best reason for moving.
Yeah. The hardest thing has been adjusting to the heat, which if you've been to Texas, you know, it's no joke. So the heat is a little bit like an incinerator this time of the year.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny when you say a little bit like, I wasn't expecting the word incinerator.
It's relentless. The heat is something, and you just have to get through it. We survived our first summer. We're almost through our second summer. So I think the prospects of us surviving are good. The other thing that I'm adjusting to are the critters, like snakes and lizards and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, we don't have things like that in Iowa.
Fire ants and all of those crazy things. So that's been a change, but otherwise it's been great to be closer to our girl and her husband.
That's awesome. So,
shall we get started with the kit?
We should, but look at Tammy's comment. What a nice surprise. Went to Facebook and saw Janet's face.
Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so good to see you. I'm looking at your comments and it is so sweet. Thank you for all the welcomes.
So if you are just joining us, we have a brand new card kit that Janet designed for us. It's called This Happy Life. and she's going to show us that, and then she's going to show us some wonderful heritage ideas, even more than what she's already shared with us. So I'm going to switch
All
cameras,
right.
Janet, and
All
you
right.
can tell us about the card
We'll
kit.
get started.
And believe me, she's super good at this.
Well,
You'll
all
have to
right.
probably slide
Go
your
this
chair
way.
over.
All righty. So I'm getting used to this new setup
Yeah,
here.
so she can see the camera, and I don't know, you might have to, you're going to have to move those items
Okay.
over here so that you could get your,
Gotcha.
I know, this is like, it's pretty cool though.
I have it set up on my desk at home with all the things, but this is totally different. And let me tell you, seeing the studio in person, it is amazing, and it is so beautiful. If you're a local or coming by Memory Band, be sure and stop in. The store
A
looks
local yokel.
fabulous.
Hey, we'll take your picture here if you want us to. We're happy to do that.
It looks fabulous. Okay, so let's talk about the kit, Kelly.
All right.
A while ago, Kelly suggested that I might enjoy working with this particular paper from Photoplay. It's called This Happy Life. And the reason Kelly suggested it is it includes a diner motif. These little guest checks are from a diner, and she thought I might like it. And it's because Kelly and I share a love for all things vintage, especially diner types of things. My mom used to collect restaurant ware that you would see used in a diner, like a white restaurant ware with green rings around it. And I have all of her diner dishes. So I love a good diner motif. So when Kelly said it included these guest checks, I thought, I am in. Totally. So I had the privilege of designing a card kit with that, and I'm going to show you everything that you get. The kit itself is online. It is $34.99 and it includes everything that you need to make 8 cards.
And you're going to show us everything.
Show you
and
everything
Janet,
that's in the kit.
we have some extras of that collection that I
awesome.
grabbed that we can share with people
Great.
also.
Because once you start working with it, you are probably going to want to make more cards. So I already showed you the guest check paper. That was kind of what sold me on the paper and the whole idea of making a kit with this. So I love it. And Kelly had a great idea for this.
Cherie, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you a lot,
please.
Janet, because there's so many wonderful comments. But Cherie said it was a glimmer
Oh
explosion
my gosh.
seeing you. And
You guys
are the best.
You guys. Val says I am brave. Yes, I sound brave. Yeah, we found there was a lizard that got in our house a couple days ago. And I was not expecting that. So I had to bravely take him back outside because he did not belong in the house. Okay, we're talking about the kit, not lizards. $34.99 is the kit. It includes everything that you need to make 8 cards. And I have to give a shout out to the gals here at the store for putting together our kits, or my kits, all of our kits.
We have a really good group.
Back in the day, I used to put together my own kits. So it is just, I know what goes into them, and my hat goes off to everybody who works on them. So in a kit, you're going to get a set of instructions, and we always include instructions, detailed instructions for your project. And at the top of the kit, or top of the instructions, it will tell you a little bit about the kit and what you need to make everything in the kit. So we'll go through the contents, and then I'll walk back through the supplies that you need, most of which you probably have already at home. So instructions. There will be a cutting guide as well. And in this particular kit, we have a couple of large sheets of paper that you will be cutting, and those are detailed here. There's a piece of cardstock and then some Color Vibe cutting instructions that are listed at the bottom. So that makes it easy, and then you can have everything prepared. What I always recommend is that you go through and do all your cutting, and you label or stack your pieces for each card. And then you'll be all organized and ready to go. So then you've got a sheet of pictures, color pictures of each card. And if I did something special on the inside, I tried to include a separate picture of the inside. So those are 2 color sheets, numbered to go with your instructions. Of course, you have your card bases, and we like to include the ones that are pre-scored. That makes it easy. And these are,
and they're always perfect too, aren't they,
they're
Janet?
perfectly folded, perfectly scored each time. If you are a card maker, these are a great product to have on hand. They're very economical, honestly, to use for your card making. If you make a lot of cards, definitely invest in these. There is a piece of cardstock that you're going to be cutting in half to make 2 additional card bases. And then we've got inserts. And Kelly, should we talk about our inserts here?
Yes, I think we were the original to do that sort of thing.
Back when I first started teaching card classes for the store, I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. I started.
That makes it sound like a long time ago.
Yeah, I started making inserts, and not to say that you can't stamp in your cards, and we want you to use your stamps and stamp in your cards, but there are times when I think it's nice to just have a pre-made insert ready to go. So I started making inserts to go with the cards. So these are custom for each card set that I work on, and you can purchase extras of these. So if when you finish these cards you want to make more, you can buy another set of inserts.
Yeah, we do have those available. Oh, I'm not linking, Janet. I need to get
that's
busy.
okay, Kelly.
Okay.
I wish I could.
I'm doing a bunch of other things.
You know, I wish I could do the linking, but I don't think I'm that clever.
That's all right.
So we already talked about this paper, this guest check paper, which is my favorite. The flip side of that is a nice blue plaid. And then there's another plaid in the kit as well, which I love a good plaid. I think we all love a good plaid around here. So this one has a small heart motif on the back. And then there's the sticker sheet. Now, the name of this collection is This Happy Life. And as I look through this, it has a lot of things on here that make me happy, like taking pictures, writing in my journal, a good cup of coffee, reading, flowers. All of these things are things that make me happy, and I would imagine they're things that make a lot of you happy as well. So just looking at this is a happy sheet. I love the colors, and they really make great cards. And you're also going to get a full package of enamel dots, which you can't go wrong with these. You're not going to use them all, so you're going to have plenty left over for other projects or more cards. Let me ask if there are any questions that we need to address, Kelly.
I don't think so. Everybody is excited that you're here. And we have a comment. Shannon says that your directions are excellent. And I think Janet's kind of known for that. And when we've had Merry Makers and things, we always get our instructions Janetized.
Thank you so much. I do work hard on my instructions, and I'm glad that you enjoy them. Thank you so much. I mentioned before that there are card bases in your kit. We always include envelopes too, and I think that's something that makes our kits unique. So those are included. And of course, we have available extra envelopes if you need more. And then I mentioned before that this kit includes several pieces of color vibe, which perfectly match the color scheme in the paper. And I just love that. So there are a few little pieces of color vibe that you will cut.
Match that paper really well.
Well, I have to give the credit to you, Kelly, because when Kelly and I talk about a kit, she and the gals here pick out color vibe and just send it to me in Texas. So, and it's always perfectly matched. So if you ever need help matching things, these are your gals. And there's also a piece of green and white baker's twine that you will use for some of your cards. So that's everything.
Janet, I just linked all of our card verbiage. We have a lot of different card inserts or text sheets and verbiage, and I just linked it. So if you really like it, you could use it. And then Heidi wants to know what paper this collection is from. And
the paper is called This Happy Life.
And we do have she's talking about lining envelopes, and there are a couple extra papers. Here, do you want to maybe show this?
Sure.
So this is one of the papers we have extra.
To line your envelopes, I think the plaid paper would be awesome. And you could use the reverse side of the plaid paper, which is the hearts. I think that would be beautiful. And then you could also use this blue design. This is the flip side of the guest check paper. I would probably not use the guest check paper. It's a little large for lining an envelope, but both of these patterns would be great. And we have those linked with the collection.
Yeah, here's a couple other extra things that
Kelly.
we can show from This Happy Life.
So the collection again is called This Happy Life, and it's designed by Photoplay Michelle Coleman, who is a wonderful designer. Oops, I'm getting a little glare. This is a collection kit that we have that includes, what is it, 12 sheets of paper and the sticker sheet that we talked about earlier that's included in your kit. So if you love the designs like we do, you could get the whole collection pack. And there are several additional ones that are not included in the kit, which would be cool. And then there's also an ephemera pack, which again, I did not use in the kit. So if you pick this up, you can make another set of cards, pick up another set of inserts, and you'll be good to go. So yeah, this is beautiful, Kelly. I haven't seen all of
Well,
this.
and Janet, the This Happy Life, the ephemera pieces is actually on special.
Ooh,
So it's normally $4.99 and it is $2.99. So that's something to check out, and I can put a link in for that also.
awesome. Yeah, this
So I will
is
put
great
so
stuff.
if you want a little extra items or you like the collection, then that product is the ephemera is $2.99 instead of $4.99. So it's just about half off.
And I can see if you do like to line your envelopes, which I do as well, there are a lot of smaller prints that would be great for that, in addition to the ones I showed you earlier. So I'm going to set this aside and let's talk real quick about what you need to make the cards. All right, so the supplies that you're going to need are listed on your instruction sheet, but I'm just going to run through them real quick because they're mostly things that you already have in your craft stash, I'm sure. So a 12-inch trimmer is just a basic. You'll need that to cut the large paper. Fine tip scissors, also another basic. A scoring board or blade, and I'm sure Kelly could maybe link one of our favorites. The one that a lot of the gals around here use is the cutter peed.
The crease, or also the EK
Or the
Success
new
one is very
Yes,
popular too.
absolutely. So you'll need a scoring board of some sort. There are just a couple of cards that you will need that for, and I'll show you. You will need a couple of die sets, and I tried to include ones that I thought most people probably have in their stash, and I'm not fussy as to which one it is. You'll need a circle die set and a rectangle die set, and if you don't have one, we've got a couple, I think, linked with the kit that would be just great to have on hand. This one happens to be my favorite things, and it is the A2 stacked rectangles, and it runs $36.99, but I believe it is on special. And then I also pulled out a set of Lawn Fawn dies, circle dies. This one I happen to like because it has stitches. Actually, both of them have stitches. And again, if you don't have a circle set of dies, this is a great one too. This one is $21.99. If you have like the Hero Arts nesting circles, that would be great too. Anything that you have will probably work. In the instructions, I listed the exact size of circles that you will need. So then moving on, you'll just need some basic circle punches, which are the 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 1/4. And we do have those online if you are in need of them. I am a big fan of circle punches for cards. And there are times when you need just a little something something on a card, maybe just a little bit of color, and a circle punch allows you to add that color to your card easily and very effectively. So Heidi asks, are these the dies that we used in my birthday card kit? And that is a test of my memory, but I think so. Is my mic not working? Oh, Letha. We'll check that.
Here, Janet, I'm just gonna
Kelly's switching me. Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right. Maybe it is just my voice. Okay. We'll try that. So circle punches, if you don't have 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch and 1 inch circle punches, this is a good reason to get them. And I think when we show the cards, you will see the many places that I use circle punches. They're just a great basic tool to have. Diagonal corner punch is another new tool to us. And I think everybody who has bought this loves it. Wouldn't you agree, Kelly?
Yeah, I personally love it myself.
It's fabulous.
I use it
Yeah.
all the time. It sits on my desk.
Yeah, and even if you have tag dies, this is easy way to dress up a piece of ephemera or to create a small little tag in no time at all. So this is a great punch. We have it linked with the kit. It's $12.99 and it's worth every penny. The other things that I have listed are a powder tool, which I believe we talked about the powder tool yesterday.
Yes, Sarah showed us how to use
Yes,
it.
this is a fabulous thing. And because we're using stickers in this kit and I like to pop up my stickers, definitely you're going to need a powder tool to neutralize some of that. And there is
To
one card
neutralize.
to neutralize it. Doesn't that sound professional,
It
Kelly?
does. It sounds funny.
I believe there's one card that I used the notch punch on, which is, we call this our Gloria Winters punch. Gloria is a longtime customer, dear friend of the store. And she got us started using this notch punch. And so if you've got one, you can use it on these cards. If you do not have one, you can substitute one of your larger circle punches. And we'll talk about that. So pretty basic. There were one or two places that I used a tiny attacher. So I was channeling my inner Teresa, and I'll show you where that is. So if you've got a tiny attacher, pull it out, and we're going to use it on these cards.
It's such a good basic. It's not a. Can you show that one more
Oh,
time,
of course.
Janet? It's such a good basic, and sometimes I even use it for a stapler. There we go. Just to staple papers
Oh,
because it's sitting on
right,
my desk.
right. And it comes with some staples, enough to fill it. But then if you need refills, we have those, and those are linked with the tiny attacher. So yeah, it's a great tool to have on hand, and it's just plain cute. It's just cute. We all love it. So in terms of adhesive, everything is pretty basic, but you are going to need a 1/4 inch score tape. And if you have score tape on hand, I think this is probably my favorite width that I use the most often.
It's our best-selling width of score tape.
Yeah, if you've got 1/8 score tape, that will work too. You might have to just put 2 rows of it, but 1/4 inch is great. So I think that's pretty much it. And you're probably wondering what the heck do the cards look like? So we should take a look.
And Janet, can you mention the name? Do you use a small printer for your pictures?
I do
Or do you
not.
use your big? Okay.
I do not. I have an Epson XP 15,000 printer, and Kelly has the same printer.
I do, thanks to Janet.
And it is my printer of choice. Really, the main reason I use that printer is for printing on cardstock. And it is a wide format printer, which means that you can print on 12 by 12 paper and cardstock. And that's why I bought it. It does print excellent photos as well. But I will be honest, I don't print a lot of photos at home.
I have printed photos recently for my mom. She's getting all her great grandkids pictures framed, and it printed wonderful photos.
Yes, it does. The kinds of photos that I print at home tend to be larger photo collages and sizes that I couldn't get at the photo place where I normally have my pictures printed. So yeah, it's a great printer. I do not have one of the small printers, but I think those would be fabulous. So I'm going to hand this up to Kelly.
Do you have the bag for this?
It's over there, okay. Kelly. I didn't want to get everything confused. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the cards now that are in the kit. And again, this was such a fun kit to do. And thanks to Kelly for showing me the product. So one of my goals with this kit was to use that guest check paper on just about every card. So I thought it would be fun to figure out a different way to incorporate the guest checks on all of them. So when you start, you're going to cut the guest check paper in such a way that you keep several of the guest checks and set them aside.
A little closer.
Perfect, thank you. So they're just so cute, and they match the plaid paper so perfectly. So on this card, I used a Posca pen, and I think, Kelly, I failed to mention that Posca pens were on our list of supplies. If you have a Posca pen, this is an opportunity to get it out and use it. And I channeled my inner Katie for the Posca pen. One of the things I've learned from Katie is that if you have a Posca pen, you do want to shake it.
Because it's paint. It's just
It
like you would
is.
have to shake paint.
And literally all you do is just make tiny dots. And I'm going to lift this up so you
Yeah.
can see. You see those tiny dots? And you can also make lines if you're brave. You can make lines and dots. So you do want to shake it. I probably haven't shaken this one enough to make it totally white. If you shake it, it will look very white. You don't want the dots to disappear as it dries. It will stay white if you've got it adequately shaken. So you can see I tried to
Where
use
did you put the dots? Oh,
right
on the pot,
here
right
on
there.
the pot, and various different places. Okay, there's some up here on this sticker as well, but you can be creative and use them wherever you'd like. They do work really nicely on these stickers, which are kind of a matte finish. Now here I mentioned before, if you don't have circle punches, I think they're great for cards because look, I was just able to add a little bit of color without anything totally distracting. And I think that color in that spot just adds a little something something to your card. So that's the first card. That gives you kind of an idea of what the cards look like. So much fun. And let me grab the next card. So this card also incorporates another guest check. As I said, I tried to use them on almost all of the cards. And I used that diagonal corner punch in the background. This one has a little bit of twine wrapped around it and a little bit of a border sticker stuck to the bottom of the guest check just to kind of dress it up. And then on the inside, you've got your greeting. So super fun. Oh, here's another one. And this one, you might think it's going to be a pocket. You might think it's going to be a pocket, but I just cut off the top and made it short, kind of like a barn door, I guess. And so when I formatted the text, I put the text down a little bit further so it would be
smart,
hidden.
Janet.
Oh, thank you. Isn't that fun? And then here I used the 3/4 inch circle punches, and I don't know if you can see, but I went crazy with the Posca pens.
I just thought that was the paper.
No, I flipped the Color Vibe over to the plain side, and I just made tons and tons of dots on each one. And I thought, well, that's a fun way to do your own polka dot paper. So that's what that one is. But this started out as an A2 card. I just measured down a couple inches and then cut across the front. And then I glue the back part down, and then the front part is just a lot shorter than the back. So this next one, I'm going to keep this one out here. This next one is actually almost the same card design. If you look at this, they start out very much the same, but this one I turned and I glued it shut along the edge and I made it into a sideways pocket. So the insert actually slips into the pocket, but these are basically the same kind of design. So this just shows you another way that you can modify this design to get a totally different card. And here's an example of how you might use that circle die. So you can see this is probably a 3.5 inch circle die. You could use a slightly different size and it would be totally fine.
They're very great. I love the colors, Janet.
Oh, thank
it's really
you,
a
Kelly.
nice collection.
It is a super fun collection. I'm super glad that Kelly showed it to me.
Yeah.
And here's another one, another guest check, a couple of guest checks on the front. And here you can see along the top of this one, there were some printed staples.
Oh, and you really stapled
and
it?
I stapled through them. Yeah.
Oh, I hope Teresa's watching.
I hope
she
Teresa
will be very proud, Janet.
She would be proud. I was channeling my inner Teresa. I haven't done a lot of the tiny attaching, but now that I'm doing it, I'm liking it. And here down at the bottom, I made a little pocket. And so your instructions do include a diagram on how to create that. It's got folded back edges. And you can see I use the little notch punch here.
Can you show that punch again,
Yeah,
Janet?
Absolutely. So this makes a little cute little notch. Here it's on this side right here. And it makes this sort of a kind of a smooth little divot. It's like a thumb notch. And I thought it would be fun to show an easy way to make a pocket for the front of your card. And once you make one, you can make them in any size that you want. But then that just gives you a place to slip these little guest checks. trying to figure out how can I use all these guest checks in different ways.
Well, I think the notch punch, I always used the circle, a circle punch, and then the notch punch. Gloria, one of our customers, told us she had it, and I didn't realize it, Janet, but we used to carry it
You
before
did,
Gloria
right?
showed it to us. And so since she showed it, well, of course, I got myself one.
Well, absolutely.
And I do really like it. It's just different.
It is. It just has a little different look. You can substitute a circle punch. That's no problem at all. But I think if you buy it, you're going to love it. And the great thing about it is, didn't mention this, it's also a corner punch.
Yeah, one side
One side,
rounds.
yeah, one side rounds corners and one side is the
And
notch.
Angie says that she uses it all the time.
That's great. Yes. Sandy, it is great to see you guys. Great to be here. This is another card that uses that guest check paper, but this time I used it as the card background. So
Oh,
instead of
cool.
cutting apart the guest checks, I used a whole chunk of it. And here's another circle. Again, a die cut circle, nothing fancy, so you can use any size that you have. And the little stickers for the banner and the camera and some of those enamel dots. A little bit of twine. Here's another easy card that I thought I would share. Like when you're coming to the end of a collection that you've been working with and you have those extra scraps, this is a card that you can make. This is just made from scraps of paper and scraps of Color Vibe with a die cut panel across the front. So, and then I just gathered up some of my stickers and I added them to this. But this is a card you can make out of your scrap drawer. It's a great, easy design that
Good
you can
design,
replicate.
yeah.
Yeah, you can replicate this. This is one that I would turn to if I'm running out of paper and I just have little bits of paper left.
Janet, we have a comment from Lisa, and she
Yeah.
said you could probably put a gift card right in that
Oh,
pocket.
absolutely.
And there's our favorite kind of gift card.
Perfect. And you know what?
So
It even matches, Kelly.
it does.
It's perfect. That is a great suggestion, Lisa. Thank you.
So thank you, Lisa. That was really good. I love that.
Okay, and here's another one. This was one of those things that I think it came to me in the middle of the night. I mentioned before that there's an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock included in your kit, which you're going to slice in half vertically to create 2 card bases. Well, this is one of them. This is a A2 size. I cut the card base in half, cut a slit down the end, and you'll see how to do that in the instructions. But then I just folded up the bottom of that to create a pocket. So that's where you're going to use that score tape here and here to fold up and make a pocket. And I thought that's just a great spot to put those little guest checks. I was just loving the guest checks.
Does this fit in there then, Janet, or
And
is that
you know
pocket
what?
too small?
It fits perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. I must just be programmed for that, Kelly, because it works great. Thank you. Yeah, so that's a quick tour of the cards. Again, I believe the kit is $34.99.
I think you should just kind of show them all one more time. Get them all out there to show.
Makes these 8 cards. I think you're going to love them. The colors are so fun. And the name of the kit is This Happy Life. And when you look at all the materials in the kit, I think they're just going to make you happy.
So did you see the comment from Sharon that you're the reason she got into cards?
Oh my gosh, because of the scrap card?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you have to know this about me. I'm a person that loves scraps almost more than the main stuff. I love the scraps. And I'm a person that loves, like, when I make something in the kitchen, I love the leftovers. I'm the person that loves the leftovers.
Especially bread, right, Janet?
Leftover bread, I don't waste it.
Oh my gosh.
So definitely, I'm a person that loves scraps. So I love a good scrap card. I'm always looking for ways to use my scraps. So I guess I'm kind of a frugal scrapper like that.
So yeah, I brought the kit so we can show it one more time.
Here's another look at the kit. Again, it's called This Happy Life. We have it linked and ready to go. And the price is $34.99. It comes with everything we've talked about to include in your cards.
Janet, there's a question about how you line your envelopes.
Oh, yeah, sure. We could do that. Kelly, if you could have someone grab some paper and an A2 envelope and a trimmer and a scoring board.
Okay, what else do you need?
That's it.
Okay.
We could do it. Absolutely.
All right, and then Janet, would you show? We have two other card kits.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of Janet fans out there, and a lot of people love. Well, a lot of people love you, Janet, and you know that. And so we have two other kits, and some people just Janet, you know, people have volumes and volumes of your
You
directions. Do you
know,
know that?
Kelly, that just, it humbles me. And I'm going to say, if I get hit by a donut truck, one of you can take over for me then. I think that would be great. But thank you so much for keeping the instructions. I think that um, my hope is that they are a good resource for you if you're ever feeling stuck and you want to make cards, but you're not quite sure where to start. Then I think you can refer to those instructions.
Okay. Do I have everything on your
Um,
list? Okay.
Trimmer.
Oh, trimmer. Okay.
Yes.
I'm making a list, and we're checking it twice to get Janet what she needs to line the envelope.
Yeah,
While you show your other card
I'll line
kits,
an
okay?
envelope, no problem. It's easy, easy peasy. We have two other card kits available that I have done recently. This one is called Groovy Darlin'. And it's kind of got that 70s vibe. I'm a person that grew up in the 60s and the 70s, so it kind of speaks to me. This one is $37.99, and it makes actually 10 cards. So this is a really fun, different kind of design. And here's a quick look at them. We're not going to go over them in detail, but one thing that makes them unique is we included some of these little gold clips. So you're going to get, I think it's like 4 of the little gold clips. And you'll learn how to make this heart, which is actually made from 2 tags, which was kind of cool. So it's got a few little fun folds in it. This is called a Dutch door, I believe. This opens and then this closes down here. It's got a lot of fun different folds in here. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you like 70s stuff, you will enjoy these cards for sure. So that's called Groovy Darlin'. And we've got that linked and available online.
Barbara said she made one of your kits last weekend at a crop, and a lot of people commented. And she told them about Memory Bound. So thank you.
Awesome.
We're so happy that you shared Memory Bound. If you, I don't know, it really helps us a lot.
It sure does. And thank you so much for the feedback about the kits. I'll just keep going.
So Janet, then we have a question. Donna has a question about what paper matches the light green in the card kit. And I'm assuming it's this card kit.
Yes. Yes. And you know, I did not go over the color vibe.
Oh, okay. You want to just
yeah,
rewind a little bit?
Yeah, we have the color vibe linked with the kit. And the color vibe that I think Donna is referring to is color vibe mint. And it's a great green. There are a couple different greens that we included, but mint is, I think, the one that she's talking about. The other green is peacock. And again, we have these all linked with the kit. Peony, flamingo, and orange. And then there's one, just my colors cardstock, which is key lime, my husband's favorite pie. So that is not color vibe, but it is included in the kit. And we have all of these colors linked. So that's a great question. And thanks for the reminder that I meant to mention that. All right, so let's talk about the other kit real quick that we have available. And this is called Hot Diggity Dog. This one makes 8 kits or 8 cards, and it is $32.99. And Kelly asked me if I'd be interested in doing a dog kit, and I said absolutely. I love dogs. I don't have a dog, but I love dogs. And I don't think Kelly knew that about me.
No, that was a surprise. I knew you were a cat lady.
I am definitely a cat lady.
But I did not know that.
I would be a dog person too, but I don't know if that's in the cards for me right now, but I love dogs. I always say hi to dogs that I meet. So this one includes 8 cards, and there's also a bonus coaster. If you want to make a little coaster display, that is included too. So if you like dogs, this one includes a lot of cards that would be great to send to your dog loving friends. For all kinds of dog situations. So those are the 2 additional kits that we have available.
So Janet, do you want to do your card liner thing before you do
Yes,
your heritage?
let's do it.
Okay, here's Peggy brought us all of this stuff.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
So hopefully, so thank you,
Yes,
Peggy,
well, that'll
for
be
helping
great.
us out.
That'll be great. Okay.
And I just linked the 2 card kits. So if you were wanted to check those out or see them a little bit better, they are available in the link.
Okay, so the first thing that you will want to do when you are measuring or when you are wanting to line your card envelope is measure your envelope. And this is an A2 size envelope. It measures a little more than 5.5 inches. I typically cut my liners to around 5 inches just to be on the safe side.
So this is a bonus today, everybody.
Yeah,
Janet is
absolutely.
doing something. Oh, let me get my microphone. Janet's doing something very unplanned. And Janet, thank you for working on the fly.
Oh, of course. So I typically cut mine 5 inches. So the 5 inches will accommodate the width. And then you can go as deep as you want, but just usually to save paper, I cut the other dimension 4 inches. So this liner now will fit inside your envelope. So 5 inches wide, 4 inches deep. And you want something that's going to be kind of a small pattern. Either of these sides would work.
Both would be good.
And I'm going to hand this to Kelly so it gets out of the way. Then the next thing that you're going to need to do is measure the distance between your sticky part of your envelope and the score line. And I know from experience, I think this is about, oh, thank you, Kelly. I think this is about 1.5 inches. So you want to measure again between the sticky part and the score line. And so that's about 1.5 inches. So let's put the blue side up, and I'm going to take my scoring board and my scoring blade.
I didn't realize that you scored it, Janet.
Yeah.
I've never done this myself.
Oh, it's super easy. And it just takes your cards to the next level. Then you're going to score your paper 1.5 inches down from the top and just fold it. So that's what we've done. We've got 5 inches by 4 inches, and then I scored it 1.5 inches down from the top, but that will vary depending on the envelope that you're using. So that matches the envelopes that we have here. And I'm going to hand this to Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. And then you're going to tuck this paper into your envelope so that the line that you just scored matches up with the fold on the envelope.
Okay.
Now here's the tricky part. You don't want to put any adhesive down here on the bottom part because that's just going to get all gummed up when you try to stick it in your envelope. The only place that you're going to put your adhesive is on this top part above the score line. So I've got my adhesive here and I'm just folding it back and I'm just putting that on the top part. And then all I do is I fold the envelope flap shut and my envelope is lined. And that's as simple as that. And I just think it is so cute and it's such a way to really dress up your card presentation. Now, I'm not going to show this now, but if you wanted to get really fancy, what you could do is cut each edge at an angle to match your envelope. If you wanted to, you could just cut an angle, and you could do that with your scissors, or you could actually trace it. Not going to show how to do that now. It's a little bit more involved, but it's easy. This is usually how I do it. And your card is ready to go.
Your cards are always extra pretty because the envelopes look good, Janet.
Thank you so much. I think it is a great way to use up your extra paper too. If you have extra paper at the end of your card making, use it to line your envelopes.
Okay, are we going to part 2 now, Janet?
We are.
Okay,
we are.
so
Is everybody still with us? I don't want to lose our people.
well, Denise says it's a good way to use up your paper so you can buy more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have, honestly, a lot of times I use Color Vibe to line my envelopes.
Oh, yeah.
So it works every time. It's a great weight. The thing about doing an envelope liner is you don't want something that's too heavy. And because it makes it hard to fold that flap.
Like a 49 in market paper might be a little heavy.
That. But Color Vibe works great. I keep it on hand all the time for that. So shall we talk heritage, Kelly?
Yeah, we should. Let's talk.
Right.
Let's go to heritage.
Let's do it.
While you get it out, let's take a little break, and I'll see if we have any questions at all. And if you need a drink, I brought you a water,
Kelly,
Janet.
Thank you.
Kathy says when she lines envelopes, Crafty Kathy, she corner rounds them. So there's a lot of
Oh, that would
different
be
ways to do it,
perfect.
and it might depend on what your envelope, your envelope looks
Right.
like.
And you know what? You could probably even use that diagonal corner punch,
I
Kelly.
bet you could. That's my favorite.
That would be tricky.
I'm going to do videos, Janet, of my favorite punches,
Oh,
my
that's a
favorite
great
like
idea.
corner punches. Lisa says she's been looking forward to part 2.
Oh, you guys, when Kelly asked what I wanted to talk about today, I don't think I hesitated one bit. I said I want to do
She
heritage.
jumped on that.
I really want to do heritage because you guys may know it's a passion of mine. I feel like it's sort of my life's mission to get my family history sorted out and organized for posterity. So, and I love that some of you guys have followed along with me in that process. That is the icing on the cake, and it makes me so happy.
When people send us emails and things, Janet, about how, oh, I did all this heritage stuff because of Janet, I know that I forwarded them to Janet because I know it does make her happy
It
that
really
you've
does.
inspired so many people.
And I've had back and forth interactions with several customers about their heritage projects. So if you are doing a heritage project and you have questions or want to talk about it, just get in touch with the store. Send an email to the store, and Kelly will forward it to
And
me.
I am
Don't mix pink
whoops.
salt with lemon and 2 other ingredients.
Don't mix pink salt. Okay, I'm linking your heritage videos on YouTube. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, let's just jump in. The reason I really wanted to talk about heritage today, or what kind of inspired me, is I recently had the opportunity to go to a genealogy workshop right in the town where I live. And it was sponsored by the local historical society, who my husband and I have joined. And it's been a great experience. And we've learned a lot about the local history. Oh, Kelly, we're getting a message that says, "Do you want to end the stream?" And the answer is no.
I touched your thing, so
okay.
When I was tapping on that, I hit that. But no, we don't want to end.
We don't
want
want
to
to
keep
end.
going all day long. We want to go, Janet.
Like I always, when I'm helping out in the mornings, I don't want to touch anything I shouldn't touch. So I went to this genealogy workshop, and one of the things that they talked about was using artificial intelligence in your family heritage work, in your genealogy work, in your family history. And I thought, what the heck? I have not really used artificial intelligence for anything like that, but I listened and I learned. And by the time I got home, I could not wait to try it. So the presenter suggested one of the things that you could do with artificial intelligence was to translate documents that you might have that are in another language. And this document is a copy that my grandma had in her genealogy files.
Your grandma did genealogy?
She did. And
oh my gosh.
She lived to 102. And I am the keeper of all of her genealogy stuff.
Well, you had a great start then.
She gave me a great start, but she had all of these documents that were from the 1700s. These are photocopies that she got from someone. And they are church records of births in France. And they have been in her files for decades. And nobody could read them. Nobody could, even, the writing is very flourishy, and it's hard to read. Plus, they're in French. So one of the things that the presenter said is that you can use AI to translate these for you. So when I say AI, I am talking about,
yeah, get up close.
If you can see this, ChatGPT is one that you probably have heard of. Another one that you can download is Gemini, which is the Google product.
So is that the top left that you're pointing
top left?
That
little diamond.
It's a glimmer star.
It is a glimmer, Kelly. That's Gemini. I have used Gemini for many different things. I have mainly been using ChatGPT to help me with genealogy. So all of that, both of those are great apps that you can use, and you can download them. They're both free. So when I got home from this workshop, I took pictures of these documents with my phone, and instantly Chat GPT
crazy.
translated them for me.
That is so
So
crazy.
really
Janet.
amazing, because those things had been sitting in my files for years and years, and my grandma's files for decades. And what I learned is that they, again, are birth records of all of the brothers and sisters of my great great grandfather in France. And so after we finished all of those translations, I asked ChatGPT to put those records in a narrative form and to incorporate like local history of the time. And so it gave me a narrative that I could then tweak and add to my scrapbook page. And since those were all taken from a church, all of those narratives came from a church, I asked ChatGPT, hey, what can you tell me about the church? And it gave me this information. And then I was able to go out and add some pictures. So in just learning how to use ChatGPT for translation, I was able to discover all this stuff about my great great grandfather that I didn't know. So someone asked earlier, Kelly, about the printer that I use.
Yeah, there was a question.
Yeah, and I use an Epson XP 15000, which is a wide format printer. And this enables you to print directly onto a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. So this started out 12 by 12. I formatted this in Word, in Microsoft Word, and then I just printed the background and then added in the map and the pictures. So that's one of the examples of things that you can do with a wide format printer.
That's really, I just linked, or didn't link, but I just put in the name of your printer because a lot of people ask, what printer does Janet use?
It's a great one. It's a great one. And okay, the other thing that I learned at the workshop that I went to is that ChatGPT can be used to help you identify photos. Now, artificial intelligence exists all over the internet right now. And if you have a subscription to Ancestry, which I do, and a lot of people who are working on their family histories do, you can upload a photo to Ancestry, which uses artificial intelligence, and it will sometimes help you identify a photo. So especially like these professional portrait photos that were taken at a studio, they oftentimes were used for different kinds of things, or that multiple copies were given out to people. So if Ancestry has a record of this photo in their files, their facial recognition tools will match it up. So this lady I had in my files for 10 years. I had no idea who she was. And no markings on the back. And I know a lot of you can relate to it. Because many people have stacks of unidentified pictures. I'm sure you can relate.
Yes,
Kelly.
I even have some.
Yes. So I uploaded this to Ancestry, and it applied its facial recognition tool to it, and instantly it found this picture, and it was used in a 1930 yearbook. I got her name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got the lady's name.
She's really pretty.
She is super pretty. I found her name, and I was able to add her to my family tree. And there's a whole story of what I was able to learn about her. But if you have a portrait type photo and you are on Ancestry, you can go out and do some identification.
Janet, there's a question. You just showed your layout where you printed 12 by 12.
Yes.
Shannon wants to know, how do you format 12 by 12? Do you go to custom? She's asking.
What I do in Word, that's a great question, Shannon. And maybe I could do a video sometime about that from home. When you are in Microsoft Word, you have the ability to set your page size. And I think the default setting would be 8.5 by 11. And you can just go in and change your page size to 12 by 12. And it is a custom setting. And once you do that, I generally use text boxes within that to format my text and to leave space for photos. So it's been a learning process for me, but once you get onto it, you guys, it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah, if you click on custom, it asks what size you want. So if you want 10 by 10 or 9 by 9, you can choose whatever you want.
You can do anything that you want, for sure. Great question though, Shannon. Thank you. Okay, the other thing that I learned in the workshop was that you can use AI, such as ChatGPT, to help you uncover family mysteries or to solve family mysteries. And I have a mystery.
Like what mystery are you talking about?
Well, okay, without getting into too much detail, my second great grandfather Sam Weaver, who was my mom's grandpa, um, we don't know the name of his father for sure. And so I asked ChatGPT when I got home from this workshop, and I was thinking about it. I asked ChatGPT to help me use my DNA matches through Ancestry to solve this family mystery. And I asked ChatGPT to serve as my coach in learning how to use DNA matches on Ancestry. And it is coaching me through this whole discovery process. So I won't bore you with all the details, but it has been a journey of discovery and super, super fun. So to document that, I created a page for my album that just says family history mystery, who was Sam's father, and tells a little bit about this and a couple of related pictures. So I wanted to make sure that I saved a page for that mystery in my family history scrapbook. So hopefully one day when I figure it out, I'll be able to replace this page with the answer. So I wanted to encourage you all to, if you haven't thought about using AI for your projects, just take a look and see what you can come up with.
I think that's great. Before you go on, Janet, I just want to explain to everybody, especially we have a lot of newer viewers. Janet makes doing your heritage album doable. And if you go out and look at her series on either YouTube or Facebook, or not, sorry, not Facebook, on our blog or YouTube, she tells you how to get started, because sometimes getting started is the hardest part, because you've got this stuff and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? And she talks about what was there? There's the different types of memorabilia,
You've got
artifacts, and
yes, and you've got photo albums, and you've got you might have physical memorabilia like a cabinet,
right,
or yeah, all
and
kinds
what
of
to
things.
do with them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
check that out for sure. This is I think Memory Bound and Janet have really helped a lot of people, and I'm very proud of that. And I think telling our story is important and it's interesting.
You know, it has, I think, in if I were to say I have a life's mission, I guess that would probably be it.
I think so.
It has become a passion of mine, and I know many of you have boxes and boxes of unorganized photos, and it can seem very daunting. So our series takes you from getting those photos out of the box, getting them organized, identifying them, and putting them into a meaningful album. So the album that I like to use is this, and I'm not going to be able to get this all in here, is this
Yeah, you
12,
can just pull your
pull it up.
camera up.
Yeah. This 12 by 12 album by We Are, and this is our preferred album, I think, around here, probably our bestseller.
Yeah, it's got the D ring. It
Yeah.
holds a lot. You can easily move things around.
So this is by We Are Makers, and it has a spine where you can put a label in for your family history albums, which is great because you're probably going to have several of them. I wanted to walk you through an album that I have recently been working on for my mother-in-law, who passed away about a year ago. And unfortunately, I did not get to share this with her before she passed. But I had shared another one with her, and it made me so happy to see that that she knew that I was working on saving their family's history. This is not my family; it's my husband's family. It's a labor of love, and honestly, I know that if I don't do it, it's not going to happen. So I want to make sure that their family history is documented for posterity. I always start the front of my album with a family tree. This is a screenshot that I took from my family tree that's on Ancestry, and there is a video that we talk about how to do that in a little bit more detail. But I think it's important to start out with some type of reference, because the people who look at your album in years to come may be starting from, no knowledge at all. So this at least gives them people to refer to and how they were related. So that's always at the first. This album really focuses on my mother-in-law, who I don't know why, but had tons of pictures saved of her, and absolutely beautiful pictures. And it was such a treat to work on these. My husband and I went through them all, decided the ones that we wanted to keep. The leftover pictures we gave back to his sister. But I chose the ones to be included in the album. So this page happens to be from her childhood. Her name was Sharon. And I wanted to show here, I used one of those photo frames from 49 and Market. And I looked this morning, we have several that are available, such as this one, which is called Crafty Garden. And there are several different sizes. So you can go online and look at all the different frames that we have available from 49 and Market. They're really great if you have a picture, especially that has like rough edges around it, like this one. It's kind of torn up. And so,
Yeah, it looks old. That's good, isn't it?
yeah, and so if you put the frame around it, it kind of covers up all of those rough edges. So it hides a lot of that. And then I used some die cut flowers around the left corner and the top right corner just to kind of accent. The other thing that I like to use a lot when doing family history albums is the photo corners. And we have those in several different colors. And we have them, they're all linked in our adhesive section. They're easy to use. I brought a package just to show you if you're new to photo corners. Let's pretend this is your photo, and this is how they come. They're sticky backed.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's super handy. Like back in the day, Kelly, they used to have to lick them.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do that now.
Definitely.
So you just pop the corner in, and you just add a corner to each corner of your photo, like this.
I like using those even just for regular photos, not necessarily heritage.
Right, they're great, and it allows you to get the photo out if you need to take a look at it or to copy it for someone. And now this is ready to stick to your project. So it's really
Or the
easy.
table,
Yeah,
right?
or the table.
Janet, Shelley has a question. She
Yeah.
wants to know if you use scanned photos or the original.
You know, that is a great question. I think a lot of that depends on your personal situation with your family. Many, I think purists would say you should always use copies or scanned and then store the originals. But my goal is to not have boxes of photos stored,
Good
plus
point.
my albums. I feel like the safest place for my pictures is going to be in an album. If they're in a box, they're probably going to get tossed someday, honestly, just to be honest with you. So I have been using originals, and then I will copy this whole page and give this to my sister-in-law so she has it for her album. So I'm making copies of the full pages and I'm using the originals. But that is a great question, and it's one that I think you may answer differently depending on your family
So it's
situation.
kind of a personal preference or whatever.
Yeah. And this is another page that I used or I made using my wide format printer. We talked about earlier formatting your document in Word to 12 by 12. And this one documents all of the different schools or different teachers that my mother-in-law had at her school in Ames. And this is an example of how another way that I use technology in my family history albums. I did not have a photo of the school, but I knew the name of it, and I just went out to the internet and I found this photo and I formatted it and I printed it directly on my background.
It's really cool.
So
it's really neat.
Thank you. So that is just used as a supplement to the pictures with the school teachers. But isn't it amazing that she had kept all of these pictures?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a treat.
Val likes how you're using the craft with the black and the cream color together.
Oh, thank you. You know, I have tried to keep my family history albums fairly neutral because I think that color can be distracting from the photos. This particular page has to do with all of her early church activities, her baptism, her confirmation, and so forth. And again, I didn't have a picture of her church, but I went out online and I found this old postcard, and I just printed it directly on the background, and then I glued my other items to it.
That looks like a very typical church for the time,
It
doesn't it, Janet? With
yeah.
the stairs going up and
Absolutely.
the tower.
Yeah. And we got married in a Lutheran church in Newton that looked very much like that as well. So really pretty.
Oh my gosh.
she had this wonderful picture. She had some enlargements, some really special pictures, and I'm not even really sure why, but it was a real treat to include these in the scrapbook. So this is a larger photo of her on her bicycle with her little brother, and then a whole group of friends on their bicycles. So it was just too good a picture not to include. So I typically would not include such a large picture, but it was an
It's
excellent
really
photo.
neat. When you flip to that, I was like, oh wow.
It's really cool. Of course, in your family history scrapbooking, you're going to run into portrait type photos like these. I included two of the same size on this picture on this page. This is Sharon and her little brother Dan, the two of them together, hooked with photo corners, and then just a couple of die cuts to accent. Another thing that I have done a lot in this album is I've used pockets. When you are going through your family history stuff, and one of the challenges is you will run into like programs and flyers and different things. And my challenge was to match up these memorabilia pieces with the photos. So, because I don't know about you, but these were not in the same box when I found them.
They came.
So, like this would be in a stack of papers. These were in photo boxes. So they have to do with dance. And so I made a page with her in her dance costume. And then I just made a pocket. This is Tim Holtz paper, made a pocket that accommodates those dance recital programs. And those slip right down in
What
here.
year was the picture or the recital?
The recital is 1937, Kelly.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I believe this is one of Tim Holt's backdrop papers, which I found works really nicely for these heritage kinds of photos. Another thing that you'll run into with your heritage is the larger, maybe colorized portrait type photos. So this one I just made into a page of its own because it was a special family photo. Occasionally I had like extra types of pictures that maybe did not fit with any page or fit on a page. So I have just made them into like a separate pull-out thing. If this were in an album, I just have this slipping down inside the sheet protector, and this tab sticks up across the top of the sheet protector so that the person looking at it will know to pull it out, if that makes sense. So this is the story of the house where Sharon grew up in Ames. And so it has all the pictures that I could find of her with the house. And then we even had like the sale bill of when they sold the house. So I grouped all of that on a page. But then I also had these pictures of when my sister-in-law recently went up to see the house. And so I put them on a separate 12 by 6.5 piece of cardstock that just slips in behind. So this is another way to incorporate more recent photos with your heritage photos.
Good idea. Really good idea.
Thank you. And then I like to include pages that are of different sizes in my album. This is an 8.5 by 11 pocket page that fits directly in the album. I like to kind of mix things up. And these were a few extra photos of her childhood that I ran across after I thought I was done with this album. So I put them on a 8.5 by 11. And I also had some of these war ration books that I wanted to include. And they go with the same time period. So I made a pocket here along the bottom for those war ration books. And then the photos from that same time period matched up to them. So this next part of the album is a big story in my mother-in-law's life. She had polio as a child, and she spent a year in confinement at the Lutheran hospital, going to school remotely before anybody went to school remotely. And they used a special two-way communication radio for all the kids that were going to school remotely at the time. This was in 1944, so way back in the infancy of that kind of technology. And it was written about in the newspaper. And so I was able to find and print out directly on 12 by 12 cardstock the story of that. whole episode. And then I had pictures of her when she was in the hospital and going to school remotely. And so I included those in the album as well. This was a big transformative event in her life that she talked about until she died. This whole situation of having polio and going to school remotely. So I wanted to make sure that it was documented. Oh, Janie, thank you so much. If you start with your heritage photos and just go through our video series, I think you're going to be in great shape. And I really want to encourage you, because when I started this, you guys, I did not know anything. I was just really at a loss as to where to even begin.
But you've been sharing a lot of it with us, and we really appreciate
I
that,
thought I would
Janet.
take you along on my journey. Now, here's a cool thing. My mother-in-law's dad was a drummer in a big band. And these are the only two photos that we have of him in that dance band. He was the drummer. So he's here. And the name of the band was Westy's Toadstools. And we have searched high and low, doing my best genealogy sleuthing and family history sleuthing for any information about Westy's Toadstools. And we have found a few things. So this page kind of documents what we found. And then we have another picture here that is in the album in an 8.5 by 11.
Janet, we have some questions.
Oh, yes, let me stop.
Pam's asking, she said the photos are so crisp and clear. Did you have to focus or clean? Did you do anything to the photos?
I did not. They, for whatever reason, and I just don't even know, my mother-in-law had great pictures in her collection. And whoever took her pictures, I assume it was her mom, because her dad died young, did a great job of taking pictures. And she just happened to have a lot of wonderful ones. Now, I will say, from my side of the family, I do not have great pictures, but I have used them anyway.
You've still been able to tell your story.
Yeah, use what you have. And I have situations where I have no pictures at all. And this is a great example of this. Here's a page with no pictures, but it tells a story. And I almost think in some cases the story is more important than the pictures, or can be just as important.
Mm-hmm.
So
Val we have some other questions. Val's got a question right there. What started you with genealogy? She said she started when her mom wanted to know who her grandfather was, but they couldn't find out.
You know, that is a great question. My grandmother, who lived to 102, this is my dad's mom.
That's helpful, isn't
it?
She
was a lifelong genealogist. And when she was getting up in years, she and I would talk about genealogy a lot. And she so wanted to share her family history. And there was nobody in the family who was interested except for me. And so over the years, we had talked about it a lot. And she and I agreed that when she passed, I would be the keeper of her genealogy things. And I would carry the torch. But I hadn't done any of it before. But I was interested in scrapbooking. And I thought, those two things really do go hand in hand. And so I inherited all of her stuff, and it got me started. Once I started working through her files, I was hooked.
And then I think we have another question here about a font, maybe.
Oh, sure.
Rhodes took
the toadstool?
Yeah. Do you know what font that is, Janet?
Off the top of my head, I do not. I used to have a memory for fonts, Kelly.
In your younger years?
When I get back home, I can surely share that with you guys, and I can look. It's an Art Deco font.
Yeah, it's very Art Deco. Perfect for that
Yeah,
era.
this was, the photo was taken in the 1920s, and Art Deco was all the rage. So I chose a font that was of that era. So I'd be happy to post that. I just have no recollection of it. And I used those Art Deco fonts throughout the section about his dance band, because that's when they were active. So
Janet, we have some other things.
Yes.
Hold up. Lisa, she says she's using your organized by putting things in a binder, page protectors, and that's working really well.
That is called a life binder, and I'm so glad, Lisa, that is working for you. Yeah, there's a whole video and a blog post about that.
And then Teresa has a comment. She did a digital recording of her dad's polio experiences.
Oh my gosh! Wow. That
Really
is super
cool.
great. If you have your loved ones still with you, that's a wonderful thing to do,
And
for
Beth
sure.
says she has lots of photos, but she'd love to do it, but no idea where to start. And I know what my advice would be. What's your advice, Janet?
Kelly, I agree with you. I would go to our video. I think that's the place to start because honestly, we start from the very beginning with boxes of unidentified photos and we'll give you a way to start plowing through them. So
And Janet has a whole series out there that gets you started and makes it doable. I was able to be with Janet during her series and the recording, and even I feel like I could do it. I don't have any heritage things, but I feel like I could do it.
well, I think what I wanted to do was give everybody a process. I'm a very much a process person, and I wanted to think through the process that would make it less daunting for people. Because I really believe that if we don't make this our mission to tell our family stories, a lot of this is going to be lost for the next generation.
Right. You need to ask people now why they're still living and here with us.
Right. Save the information, save the pictures, and get it into a format that your family can enjoy. And once you do this, they're going to love it.
And do you see the question there, Janet, about the friends on bikes with your mother-in-law?
I did. In my case, Debbie, I was super lucky that the friends were identified on the backs of the pictures.
Oh, okay.
So I was able
So
to.
you were able to do that. That's awesome.
Kelly, can you check the screen here? I've got like something else showing here instead of the
Oh,
view.
yes, you do. Yes, you do, Janet.
I'm not sure.
All right. She's got the weather here. It's 82 degrees in Ankeny and the markets, which I don't know that we.
Shall I read the market? Shall I read the markets?
No, let's not read the markets. I don't want to know about that. Okay, you're back.
I'm back.
You're
Okay.
back. Sorry about
That's
that.
a brief
In the meantime, I have a corner stuck to my hand, so they do stick well.
They are adhesive backed for sure. Okay. All righty. So perfect. Well, so this is another example of using the internet to supplement your information. I mentioned the dance band. We really did not know much about the dance band, so I went out and searched. I like to use newspapers.com, which is an online source of historical newspapers. And I was able to find a few news clippings of that dance band playing at different gigs around the Ames area. And so this is an example of I printed directly onto a sheet of cardstock. This is 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I just copied and pasted and formatted the news articles into one sheet so that they would all be together. Now here's the cool thing. My husband is also a drummer, and he had a set of drums custom made, and he had the Westies Toadstools band name added to his set of drums. So I wanted to make sure that I included this more current part of our family history.
So it's kind of glaring. Move your picture one to the left.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now it's a little. It's less glary on the left side.
Perfect.
Because I want to see that, and I bet everybody else does too.
My husband is a drummer, and he's carrying on the legacy of the grandfather that he never met. Honestly.
Oh, that's so neat.
It's really cool, and he had a logo of Westies Toadstools to match up with his grandfather's original band logo. He had that made to add onto his drums.
Oh my gosh, that's so neat.
It's
Janet.
a super, super cool thing. And so I wanted to make sure that I told that more current story with the more historical story. And here's one more page about the big band era, another kind of Art Deco font. This is just an example of me being very interested in mysteries. Yeah,
you are good
I'm
at that.
part detective. When I was going through boxes of stuff at my mother-in-law's house, there was this autograph of this Charlie Spivak, who I had no idea who he was, and it says Chicago Theater, 1944. So I thought, well, they kept that autograph all these years.
A long time.
So who is that? Of course, I Google it and I find out who he is. He's like a notable dance band musician of the time. And my husband's grandpa was a drummer in a dance band. And so I learned or figured out that he and his wife, my husband's grandma, went to Chicago to see this guy in concert. So I thought it would be fun to make a page just commemorating that experience. I found out what he looked at like and what some of his recordings were. I even listened to some of his music.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then I
gosh.
just formatted this all on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, printed it, and then I added the autograph to it. So it just started with that little autograph.
Well, it's amazing that they saved it.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
1944,
1944, and I thought,
80 years.
they saved it that long. I at least need to find out who this guy is. So very, very fun.
Look
So,
at Shannon said her husband's a drummer. She
oh,
has red hair,
oh my
loves
gosh.
heritage and scrapbooks like you. So she's really enjoying your video today.
Shannon, awesome. We must be cut from the same cloth.
Must be.
Awesome. And I want to go back to Debbie's question earlier. She asked about identifying the names of the friends on the bikes.
Yeah.
And I was really lucky. A lot of my mother-in-law's pictures were written on the back. For my own personal family, almost none of them are written on the back. So
That's probably more common, I would think.
It is, yeah. This was very much an anomaly. And we have a whole video that talks about different methods for photo identification. There are lots and lots of ideas that you can use. For family pictures, what I will often look for is a group photo that includes lots of pictures or lots of people, and they're all identified. And I'll use that kind of as a reference to identify unknown pictures. But there are other strategies too. And we have a whole video that's in that playlist that Kelly has linked. Now, this is one page that I felt like I needed to make. It's not super fancy. I had a few artifacts left over from my husband's grandfather who passed away early. His Social Security card. I had a page of his handwritten kind of life advice and a picture of his gravestone. And I just combined all of these things onto a page. So just kind of a summary of his life and the story of how he died. It was a tragic accident, and he died very early. So
You know so much about your family, Janet, and I got to tell you, I do not know much about my family and history, and this is very interesting. Even being not my family, it's very interesting.
well, thank you, Kelly. And it's out there for all of us to learn. And this is my husband's family. I didn't know anything about them until I started this.
So you
and
started all of
now
that.
It's been super, super interesting. Lisa is asking, what adhesive do I recommend? And
What is it? And we'll go get it so we can show people.
honestly, I like the dot runner, the repositionable dot runner.
Tombow, the big grand, easy runner grand dot.
Yeah. Now,
Or the little dot, right?
Yeah, anything that
Peggy's
is
all over it.
kind of removable. Thank you, Peggy. Lisa mentions a Tombow archival tape runner. Are you familiar with that?
Well, all of our tape runners are archival. So I can link our heritage, our adhesive. Tape runners are nice, I think, Janet, because they're easy and they're quick.
Absolutely.
And
now for the special pictures, or pictures especially that have writing on the back, I will use photo corners for sure. Oh, thank you, Peggy. She brought the mother load of
she's
adhesives.
on the ball.
Okay, so this is the Easy Runner Grand, which is my preference. I like to use the ones, the insert, the refill that has the dots. And I'll tell you why. It's because you can actually rub them away with your finger. If you decide that you need to move your picture or something like that, you can remove it, and you can remove the dots from the back of the picture as well. So there are permanent dots and there are repositionable dots. I have always used the repositionable dots, and I find that they hold just fine over time.
So Janet, for advice, I'll link our adhesive. I think maybe I wouldn't use a glue stick on heritage things, but I think just about any tape runner would be good. Would you recommend liquid glue, or would you try to avoid that?
I do not use liquid glue.
So more of a tape runner type thing.
I do use tape runners. And as Kelly mentioned, glue sticks, liquid glue, I think they're make your item a little bit harder to remove if you should ever need to remove it. And that's one of the reasons I gravitate toward the repositionable, is that if you do need to remove something, you can take it off your page without fear of damaging your photo. And Kelly did just link our adhesive
Yeah.
category. And in that category, you're also going to find the photo corners.
And the Tombow. The
And-
Tombow is also
yes.
archival. All of our tape runners are archival.
Yes, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. So this this next section kind of goes into some additional school things, and these are report cards that I found for my mother-in-law. So we have had fun going through her report cards and seeing that she wasn't a super great student in all things. That was really fun. But I made a series of pockets that go up the side just to accommodate these report cards. And here you can see they just start out as a very small pocket, and they have adhesive on the side and then a thumb notch that I punched with a circle punch. But if you have the new Gloria punch, that would work great too. And then I just supplemented these with some pictures that were of her at the time these report cards were done. This page has to do with her time in the Eastern Star, and she, up until the day she died, she was a member of Eastern Star, and she went through the whole process with that, starting from a very young girl. I gathered up all of those things and I made a page dedicated to that. So I used what I had. I had this little invitation and this wallet card and a photo and a newspaper article, and I just gathered them together and put them on a page. Since that was a really important part of her life, I wanted to make sure that I had that grouped in the album. This page has to do with her a little bit older. This is her high school years. And I had just a variety of different things that I was trying to put together on a page. So this is all high school stuff. I had a football schedule. This is a spring formal, like her dance card from a spring formal. It has a string on it. This is a program and a couple photos of the time. And I gathered all of this up and put it on a page that I wanted it to represent the high school years. And so I thought it might be fun to do Ames High School in kind of like a letter sweater type of format. So I just die cut using this die. This is called Alphanumeric Bulletin. It's a great die set. It cuts both the alphabet and then the real skinny outline. And I just cut that from black, and then I did an orange outline because orange and black were her school colors. So just to kind of tie in those bright colors, and I was able to get all of that onto a single page. But this page, when you pull it out of the album, the person looking at the album can open up the program. So I just put some light adhesive on the back, and then I just left this so it could be opened, and I left this so it could be opened. So as you can see, it's not hooked down very tightly. I wanted to just put as minimal adhesive on it. So when she graduated high school, she had a diploma. This is the original diploma, and then a commencement ceremony, baccalaureate ceremony. I wanted to get all of those on a page, so I just made that into a pocket. So it's all together. So we've got her diploma and the related items right there. And I even had one of her graduation invitations.
Cool.
So I made that into a little tab.
Yeah, we have not seen any of these things.
I don't think you have. I've been busy working on it, Kelly. All of these things I've done, I believe, since I've been in Texas, Kelly.
Well, you've done a lot.
Yeah.
And I know you've been got some great stuff from your mother-in-law. That's really kind of cool to have all of that.
It's been great, and I'm still working on it, and I haven't finished, and I'm not sure I'll ever finish, but I feel like I'm in a good place with it. This is another high school page. This is that graduation announcement, and I just kept the envelope, and I used it as a pocket for all of these different pieces that pull out. And I found articles about their commencement speaker. And she had kept all these things, but they weren't organized. Let me tell you, they were in a total mess. So it has been a process of getting it all together in format that is easily understood and accessible. But here's another example. I didn't have a picture of the high school, so I just Googled it and found it and was able to print it out for my page.
Mary would like to know what year she graduated.
She graduated in 1948
48.
in
Okay.
Ames.
And Ames, Janet's been mentioning Ames a lot, but for those of you that are not local, Ames is just north of Ankeny, about a half hour. It's got Iowa State University, and so it's really close by.
Yeah, and great town. Ames is a great town. Then she went on to college, and I had some different things that I wanted to include. A couple of her tuition cards, which told how much they were, and then this portrait, which was her entry photo for college. And I went out online and I found what the Iowa State logo looked like at the
Oh
time.
my gosh, Janet, you're
It's
amazing.
well, it's out there. Thank you, Kelly. But I wanted it to be of the era and accurate for the time that she graduated. I found out that there are lots and lots of Iowa State logos. It has changed over time. So I made sure to include the right one. And then here's an example of how I use the Pink and Main zigzag die, which I think we have linked today. This is a great die set, but it just adds kind of a little trim.
Well, and it looks kind of like logo-y. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like a seal. It looks like a seal.
It's exactly the word, Kelly. Thank you. It's a great die, a great circle die to add to your stash of circle dies. Shall I keep going? We've got just a few more pages, Kelly. Shall I keep going, Kelly? Yeah. All right. So her college years, she was very active in sororities and different kinds of things. I found a couple of newspaper articles in searching online and was able to just print those out directly onto some cardstock just to add to the album. I included sorority pictures, such as this one, which again, lucky for me, they were written on the back, so I knew what I was looking at. And
Janet,
then
we have a comment here that Mary's mom and siblings went to Ames High School and probably she was probably at school with them.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe Mary has something that would tie together your mother-in-law.
Oh my gosh, small world, Mary. Yeah, we should compare notes on that. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah. I think she had a great experience there. In college, she was in a sorority, and so I included the various things that I had for her sorority membership on this page, including her membership, which I just matted with a gold to kind of tie into the gold seal, and her photograph, and then an article about her pledging. And when she graduated, I made another page with one of those 49 and market frames that we talked about. This is like a small version of her diploma, and then the invitation to her graduation. I also had some candid shots of her from graduation, which I just kind of grouped together on one page, and then just added a die cut piece along with her college graduation card.
What was her major, Janet?
Food science.
Oh, okay.
And she became a registered dietitian. And she went on to do an internship in California for her dietetics. And
that's so cool.
And again, this was a really important part of her life. She talked about it until she passed away. And so I wanted to make sure that I had all this information in Scrapbook. And so it has been a process of putting this together. Oh, she had great stuff. Look at this awesome postcard.
I know.
Isn't that cool?
She has all those pictures and she saved them is really cool.
Yeah. So it was in the Los Angeles area. And of course, I don't know anything about that area. It was at the Veterans Administration Hospital on Wilshire Boulevard, which is kind of a famous,
sounds like I've heard of
place.
I've heard of the street.
Yeah, so I made a page just kind of as an intro for that. And
Janet, Mary lived on Aerosmith Trail.
Oh,
for 39
Mary,
years.
that's
Isn't
her
that
family.
where she lived?
Yes, that's her family.
That's
homestead.
where Mary lived.
Oh
also.
my gosh, Mary, we got to talk. Awesome. That is
Mary, if you want to call today, Janet will be here today if you want to call Memory Bound.
that is amazing, Mary. Wow, small world.
It is. Isn't
I
that
love
crazy?
it. And in another album, I have all of that Aerosmith Trail stuff documented.
So
So
that way, and there's less glare.
thank you, Kelly. So again, back to the dietetics, I had this great big picture.
That picture.
And this wallet card that she carried with her. So I was able to use that on a page.
Laura says that's by UCLA.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So-
Absolutely. And I had to learn about all of this because I didn't know anything about this. So then I had an article that didn't fit anywhere. So I put it on a smaller piece of cardstock and I made it a little bit longer. So when it sits in the scrapbook, this little tab.
So it goes behind that page?
It goes behind the page.
Oh, cool.
And you can pull it out. So since this was all
good idea.
Well, it works well. It's necessity is the mother of invention.
It is for sure.
So since this was all in the 50s, I kind of used some 50s fonts and motifs here. And this particular one is a Tim Holtz die. And you can see these little stars on here.
Maybe get it up a little closer to show the stars.
Yeah. So those are very much kind of a 50s look.
And
I use those across the top here. So, I just try to match the fonts to
But
the
we
time
need to know
period.
the name of that die, Janet.
Yeah, this is called Holiday Blocks.
Holiday Blocks, which you wouldn't expect.
No, it's
for
a
sure.
holiday. It's like a paper piecing kind of die. It's a really fun die for Christmas. But as I was looking through my dies, I thought, that's actually perfect for this era. So along with those California pictures, her internship pictures, I also found some unknown pictures. And I wanted to mention this. I had these two pictures. I knew they were from California, but I didn't know where they were. So I put them into Google image search. And when you go out and use Google, there's an option for you to upload a photo. And you just scan or just take a picture with your phone, not even necessary to scan, just take a picture with your phone, upload it into Google image search, and it will tell you exactly where that place is. And so like this monument and this boulevard, I was able to identify them and use them in the album. So that's a super handy thing to do if you have pictures, like especially scenery, and you don't know where they were taken. So I also found this menu of a restaurant that she went to.
And she saved that?
She saved the menu because she
Oh my
was
gosh.
in dietetics. She saved a lot
that's
of
right.
menus. And I thought, this is really cool looking. I want to
It
make this
is.
part of the page. And I did have a picture of her with a date. This is not the guy that she ended up marrying, but with her date. And they were going to the Horseshoe Club. And so I was able to put those two things together. And I went online and I found this picture of what the Horseshoe Club looked like in that era. And so I printed that out for here. And I just made this into a pocket so you can pull out the menu.
You made your verbiage or your journaling into a pocket.
Right.
Good
Nice.
idea.
And you can see I use those same Holiday Blocks die to repeat that kind of star motif. Just to kind of tie it in.
50s.
I love the 50s kinds of things. So I also had some snapshots that were square of that same era of the time that she was in California doing her internship. And I put them on, this is a pocket page that includes 9 spaces for photos. And Kelly, I have looked, but I don't know that we have this available anymore. I think that
They might have discontinued it because they do discontinue. They have discontinued several different configurations.
But you could do this on a 12 by 12 page easily. You could just cut, these are 4 by 4 blocks, and I just organize them, and then I put the narrative in the center. So you could easily do that with just a regular cardstock. But I happen to have a couple of these in my stash. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and use a sampling of photos from that time. I didn't use all of them, but I used the ones that I thought were, that my husband and I agreed we wanted to keep. Yeah, Letha, I love those Holiday Blocks dies. And you can use them for unexpected things, not just the holidays, obviously. So I'm going to end with a couple of wedding pages.
Oh,
Yeah. This is a wedding. We've got wedding pictures from my mother-in-law's brother, Dan, when he got married, and this is their mom.
yeah, we saw him as a kid on his
Yeah,
bike,
and now
right?
he's grown up. So I made a portrait page with kind of one of their family wedding pictures, and I used some of my Christmas dyes because this took place in December, and all of the flowers, including her bouquet, are poinsettias. So I thought I would just use that kind of motif. And then I had a newspaper article from the time that I found about the wedding. You know how they would always write about the bride's
Yes,
dress.
what they wore,
Yeah,
and
that whole,
what they served, and all that kind
yeah.
of stuff.
And so just added a few little doodads to it and the name of the happy couple. And then this is the last 2 pages that I have done for this album. And then I am including Dan and his family in the album with childhood photos and more current photos of their family, just so that it's all in one place. But those are still on my craft table at home.
I love the title, Newlyweds Will Live in Ames.
Yeah, that was the news of the day. And it goes on and it says the bride wore a gown of white lace over satin. The bouffant skirt was worn over hoops. Fitted bodice featured a scoop neckline. So there
Isn't
you go.
that funny? I don't even think they put weddings in the
I don't think
newspaper
they do.
anymore.
But I love this. And again, I did not have this in our box of photos. I went out online and
Oh, you found that.
yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
have a subscription to newspapers.com, which is worth every penny. And I was just able to search for the information or the name of the couple, and I was able to find these and many other things. So,
I'll have to see if I can find my own, Janet. I know it
yeah.
was in the paper, but I don't think it had all the details.
Yeah, I think it's
Back in
changed
this
over
time,
time. I don't
yeah.
know that they even publish those
I don't think
nowadays.
they even published like remember how new babies, when you had a baby, that was in the newspaper and
Right.
things like that?
For sure. For sure. Well, that concludes my heritage portion of the day, Kelly. So if you
All
want to
right,
turn
well,
the
let's
camera
flip the
around.
camera back to Janet. And there you are, Janet, right here.
All right.
There she is. There's Janet in person. So we just need to kind of review because we've been going for a while.
We
So
have.
Janet launched a new card. You kind of did two totally different things today.
We did. Yeah. And that I appreciate Kelly saying, let's just go for it.
Well,
Because
yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming back to Iowa to see us in person.
I really wanted to talk about heritage because I know we have heritage people out there who are wanting to start or are in the middle of working on it. And I wanted to give you some encouragement to keep going because it can be a long slog, I would say. But yes, the first thing that we talked about today was our card kit, which is called This Happy Life. And it includes everything you need for 8 cards, and it is $34.99. We've got that linked and all the extra supplies.
Yep, it's on our calendar. I guess I should maybe link our calendar here one more time, but I just bumped the camera here. Okay, there you go.
I wish
Sorry, we're having a little earthquake because Kelly bumped the camera. Okay, I think we're good.
And then again, you can see pictures of the cards online with the link to the kit. There's a nice collage there. You can see
Find that
all of that.
linky poo here. We go to our calendar.
And then we talked about heritage. And again, I wanted to make sure I mentioned to you guys about Chat GPT and Gemini, both of those AI applications that you can use. They're free, completely free. You can upload your documents in other languages and it will translate them for you. You can use it for a variety of different things. I'm using Chat GPT as a coach to help me solve a family mystery. Family history mystery. So just play around with the technology and see how it can help you in your family history. I know that you're going to love it. And Kim,
there's lots of good comments here, Janet. We should just, they love today. I don't think I have Kim's message.
Kim is saying thank you for sharing tips.
Oh, yeah.
And I am super happy that you, Kim, are able to make use of those tips. I was very excited to be here today because I have let me tell you, I ran home from that genealogy workshop. I could not,
I
could not
believe
get
it,
started
Janet.
right away. I could not get started fast enough. And it has been a game changer for me. And I have really, really enjoyed all the rabbit holes that I've gone down. So I want to
You've done a lot.
encourage you, if you are working on your family history, just to keep going. It can be hard work, it can be emotional work, but it's important work. And you and your family will appreciate it in years to come. Anything
Let's
else?
see. Do we have
Kelly?
any other questions that we need to take care of?
It
Let's
looks
make sure we
good.
didn't miss anything.
I'm not touching the screen, Kelly, because I'm afraid I'll touch something.
Well,
I
Judy says
shouldn't.
amazing. Thank you so much. And then we have a comment from Kim. This is thank you for sharing your tips.
Great.
Sounds like it's perfect timing
Perfect
for her,
timing.
but she's going to come
Wonderful.
back to it. She's got a trip. Oh, she said have a great trip and come back soon. I thought she had a trip.
You know, thank you. It has been too long. I'm not sure why life got in the way of us coming back, but we'll be back sooner for sure.
Let's see. Then evidently Shannon says there's a search page on Facebook that will help search for you for free. I don't know anything about that.
Yes, there are several Facebook groups that are dedicated to finding missing family members or
that's nice.
identifying different photos. Just go out and look on Facebook, and you will see there's a ton of groups that can help you. Or if you're interested in the family history from a particular part of the country, like I have Pennsylvania relatives. I've joined a couple of Pennsylvania groups and have found that very, very helpful and interesting. And I've met people through those groups that can help me out with some unidentified pictures and things that I have.
Janet, people are even telling you safe travels.
Thank you.
We have the best group here at Memory Bound.
You guys,
oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited. Oh, Debbie's going to get started right away. Yay.
Go back, check out Janet's series, and she does have a handout also, and I linked that earlier, that there's a handout with all your series information, isn't there?
There is a handout. It's not very expensive, like $10 or $12.
It's like 12 or 15 pages.
It's very long, and it has all the links and websites that I have found helpful.
I had that up here, but I don't think I have it any longer.
Super, super useful, and it's kind of a companion. Well, it is a companion to the series that I did back then. So since that series, we've done a few standalone kinds of videos as well, and those are also linked on YouTube. But if you have any questions at all about your family history research or your scrapbooking that you're working on, you can contact the store, contact Kelly at the store, and she'll be happy to get a message to me.
Yeah, I will. And Janet, you're always so nice to do things like that for us.
I'm happy to help, because I want to encourage you, and I know there are times when you're just kind of befuddled and you're not sure where to go next. But I've been doing it. I don't know that I have all the answers, but I might have experienced.
You have a lot, though.
I might have experienced the same problem that you're going through. So happy to share.
I will link your Heritage Series handout one more time.
Okay.
But it goes very nicely with the videos. So if you get the handout and then watch Janet's videos with it. I can't talk and type at the same time, Janet.
It's hard, Kelly. And also the blog, if you go to our blog, which is, there's a link to it on our main shopping page, you can go to the blog, and there's a couple of different categories.
2 different heritage. There's Heritage Series.
Yes.
And then is the other one just everything else?
Everything else. Like, for instance, Jennifer came in one time and brought her heritage pages. So that is included there. So there are like a few different kinds of videos that are included, but the heritage videos, the series, are all linked together. So if you go to the blog, what I've included on the blog posts to go with the videos are a lot of pictures of pages and pictures of some of the things that we talked about in the video. So the video and the blog go hand in hand.
I think we got it. I think I linked them both, so I think we're good.
I appreciate all the linking today, Kelly.
So Janet, thank you for an amazing new card kit. And we have a few of your previous card kits. We have a few of those left. And thank you for coming in and sharing your passion for the heritage scrapbooking and helping people tell their stories.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm
Um,
super glad to be here.
I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. The Iowa State Fair is in town, so if you are here for the fair, come over and see Memory Bound if you've got time. Come over and maybe cool off
Yeah.
because I think it's going to be a hot one. And we will be back on Monday and we'll see you then. So thanks,
All
everybody.
right. Have a great weekend.